Hello, welcome back to my tea house. For today's cup of tea, we'll be interviewing Somethingfresh, our first regional winner of the 2025 competitive season. Bro, you have taken the first regionals this year, the first real regionals, I want to say, right?
Right.
We had Bandai Fest last year, and I mean, limited IP, everyone kind of like rushing into it, but you know, how do you feel so far?
I'm still kind of dealing with it, honestly. You know, it's still just a shock to me. Like, going in, even with the deck I chose, I really didn't think it was going to do what it did. Honestly, I was expecting to drop like 2 matches at least. You know, aiming for at least a top 32, and then all of a sudden I was like, dude, I just keep rolling them off. Like, what's going on? Like, all my friends from my LGS that wound up going were just like in shock, and by the end of the day I was just like numb to it. I was like, how did this even happen? Like, nobody thought Roy was going to be pulling that kind of heavy weight like he was, but man, he took care of business.
It was such a surprise. Before we keep going, could you introduce yourself to the Tea House community real quick?
Yeah, of course. My name is Andrew. I go by Somethingfresh on the Bandai and on YouTube. So I'm going to start trying to do uploads of Union Arena stuff and other TCGs.
That's that pressure. That's that passion when it comes to heavy is the crown, bro.
I know. Everyone's on me like, you got to get your channel up. You got to start doing stuff. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
So continuing off of that first statement, right? Much like you, I think Mustang is a good deck, right? I do think there's a surprise factor that went into this first regionals. I expected at least 1 to 2 to potentially top, but much like you, I was very surprised with both its results and just how strong it can be. I'm curious, what was the process of like the decision to, you know, go with Mustang? Why not take Purple CG? Why not take Squad Zero? You know, these other decks that people are assuming is going to dominate.
So, like, for the longest time, I was maining Squad Zero, and I was maining, you know, Gwaine and everything, and I was even thinking about doing Lance a lot. But as soon as, like, the leaks started coming out, me and my friend Brandon just kept reading up, and I was like, that seems really good. Just like with the supporting cast around it, I'm like, you can neg somebody, you know, down to 1,000, swing for free, essentially, kill a body, and it's not once per turn, it's every single attack. So just the more you could get out, the better the stack is and everything. So I was like, this just seems too good to be true. I thought something was wrong with it. I was reading it wrong, but no, obviously not. Yeah. And then I also just I didn't think people would know how to play into it. You know, it just came out a week before, so I was like praying, open all these boxes, like, man, if I can just get the list that I'm wanting, I'm gonna run it for sure.
So then, you know, it's good to hear. See, and this is what I keep telling people on the channel. Like, you know, there's a lot more that comes into competitive play, right? There is the aspect of how strong do I think this deck is going to be into our meta. Does it have a surprise factor, right? Am I able to capitalize on that just a little bit? And then how good is the removal or the body into the current meta, right? And having that sticky removal on board, being able to get the Mustang to stick is quite strong, especially into Squad Zero. You know, during that week, going to the side events, it was interesting watching the meta shift in real time. My team and I, like, we participated in side events, and throughout the play, I think the first one we saw maybe 1 to 2 Mustangs, and we're like, oh, that's interesting. Squad Zero is having a pretty rough time into it, right? The second side event, we see a little more show up, and we're starting to see more Squad Zero struggle against it. And literally all of us are like, maybe we need to go back and revisit this deck. One of our players was a resident Mustang player, but during our play testing, I was on Asta at the time. Some of those decks that just like hard removal or could strip the Mustang's ability. So I just kept rolling the deck. But eventually, because of what was happening, we just assumed like, okay, like you just get rid of the Mustang, you don't let it stick, or if they have no cards in hand, get rid of the Hawkeye, it's simple stuff like that, right, to counterplay the deck. But then that night before regionals, we play tested it, and he was performing extremely well, and we're like, oh, you have to take this deck. All of us are like not going to be on it, but we'll see what happens. Lo and behold, you see a sea of blue, just like an ocean of blue. Like, how did it feel seeing that? Like, what was your thoughts when you saw the field and the state?
I was shocked. Just specifically, there's the top 16 was way more Roy than I thought there was going to be. I mean, like I said, I was not expecting it to do what it did, especially into some of the matchups I had. I was like, this is a toss-up. Depending on who gets going first, it could go either way. But, like, there was a lot of them. And the crazier thing is, like, I only ever played one mirror match, and it was in the final.
Oh.
So, like, that's the even crazier thing. Like, I didn't run into any other Mustangs until it was the very last round.
So then, what was your matchup spread looking like, if you remember?
Let's see here. Round 1 was Squad 0. Then it was a Blue Bleach.
Okay.
Back to Squad 0. Back to Blue Bleach. And then, who did I play fifth? Fifth was Yellow Saitama, which was probably my harder match.
Yeah, it's hard to remove the bodies, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like when you just take away my whole flow of everything Roy does, it's like, well, I just got to try and outpace you. And I had to do risky maneuvers to get that win out. Like, it was literally like the last turn, I'm like, I just have to push my whole energy line up and just hope to God there's not a final in there, or I'm done anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then I think it went Sukuna, Renji Rush, and then the mirror match.
Was the Renji Rush Jane?
Yeah, it was Jane.
How was that matchup? How did it feel going into that matchup?
I had a really good start. I wound up having 2 specials in my opening hand, so every time she threw a Renji down, I was like, get him out. Get him out of here.
He's not sticking.
Because she pressured me super hard at the beginning. And then I kind of took it away, and then she started building back up and then taking my stuff. It was really close, but I was more comfortable in that match than I was against
It's something
Saitama.
Familiar. Yeah. Something
I definitely
familiar.
knew like how to play against it, being a Purple Bleach main myself. I was like, okay, I know what she's doing. Nothing's going to surprise me.
So then, do you think, going into the Yellow Saitama matchup, and this is one of the decks that I've like kind of stated would probably have a better matchup into Mustang, like that, Toshiro, again, Asta, any deck that's able to either strip the Mustang engine from doing what it does while having high removal, or just, this isn't attacking, this isn't, was the Sukuna matchup just like pure Sukuna, or was that a Nanami variant?
He was doing Sukuna Nanami. Yeah, he had this split.
Was he playing the non-attacker one or just old style?
Yeah, he was playing the new one. Yeah.
Did that feel any pressure from that?
Not really. No, I don't know if he was just having a bad go at it, a bad hand or whatever. He seemed like he had all of his pieces, but I just kept having answers for it. I mean, the Nanami, I was just like, okay, I'm just not going to pop it, so you don't rest any of my things. Like, it's like simple as that. I'll take a hit if you're taking 3 in return, like, but no, I really didn't struggle against it as much as I thought, honestly.
Okay. And then we get to the final match, right? The Mustang mirror matchup. How did you feel going into that? Was there any surprises, or because you played the deck so well, did you go like, okay, I just need to make sure this isn't established, play around this, and the win should come my way?
Yeah, definitely. I was comfortable against him for sure, but like, I knew what he was going to play at, but he knew what I was going to play at. So it's just a matter of like, who runs out of answers first. And I bricked hard. Like the first 2 turns in the finals, I couldn't play anything. So I was like, oh, I'm losing. This is cool. And then all of a sudden, he just ran out of steam, and he just had all raids in his hand, but no energy. And as soon as I was able to start developing my energy line, I just took over. So it was the craziest coin flip of like, it was crazy. I don't know how it happened.
And for those watching at home, this is like a good example of maintaining your energy. It's okay to play your raid targets vanilla.
Yes.
You don't have to go into the raid, bro. If you see you have that advantage, just, go into the vanilla raids. But that being said, I've also made it a point to, like, the decks that I choose to play or take to regionals, right? I want to play a deck that can bounce back from bricking, right?
Yes.
So how does it feel, playing Mustang from such a deficit? Like, do you think it has that, it has a strong ability to rebuild a board, or do you think just because of its heavy removal, you're able to slowly bring yourself back into the game if that Mustang sticks?
I think it's got both, honestly, because like I said, I was trapped for about 3 turns and I was just taking hits, but it was all the draw triggers from my life that just kept filling my hand.
Yep.
Like, and he wasn't running the Vato Fulman, he was running the Black Hayate. So when I was seeing him, one, if I saw him in the life, happy because draw a card. Two, if I drew into him, still happy, play him, draw a card. Like, as long as I just kept cycling my hand, and eventually I finally got the pieces, and I was like, okay, here we go. And then when I destroyed 2 raids that he had, he just couldn't come back. Like, there was nothing he could do. He had to start then just promoting from the energy line, and he could not replace.
So I want to talk more about your practice sequence, how it is you go about playing the game. Do you have any, like, experience in other TCGs? Did you come over from, like, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh? I know sometimes we have people that come over here to play casually, and because they're so experienced in other games, they're able to, transfer that knowledge. Is this your first TCG? What's your background looking like?
No, it's not my first one. So I played a lot of Magic when I was in college and stuff. And then I did play some One Piece, and I was playing the Digimon TCG also. And whenever this was announced, I was interested in it and everything, just from, like, the play stance of it. Like, it seemed like a cool mechanic. And then Digimon, the meta just got so horrendous that I was like, okay, I'm walking away from it. And right as I'm walking away, my friend's like, dude, I'm at GenCon. They've got these beta decks, you want one, I'll buy one for you. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And then that's all we've been doing since then. It's just like we were playing back and forth. And then every set we're just like, ooh, I like this IP. Well, I like this IP. And we're just bouncing back and forth off each other, just buying everything, building decks, and just we go all the time.
So then is it just you and your friend? Do you guys have a local scene that you attend and play, or do you play webcam? What's it like for you guys?
Yeah, so it was me and him at first, but we now we go to the shop. It's called Epic Loot. It's in Centerville, Ohio. That's mainly where me, him, and there's a handful of other people. One of the other top 10, his name is Color. He also goes to Epic Loot with me, and we play all the time. So it's a high skill cap there, but it's good practice. That's why I kept telling him, like, honestly, you guys helped me get there, because if you guys weren't building all this anti-meta stuff and I wasn't playing into it every single Saturday, it's like I wouldn't have done as well as I had. So
then from what I'm hearing, your local scene has a very diverse meta. You can see people play the offshoot slots deck and maneuver that deck super high, right? And you're like, oh my gosh. Okay, that's good. That's exciting to hear. And I'm
we've
glad
definitely
that
got a couple of slots players still. Some green Kurapika players out there still. Somebody was playing the dang red pizza code Gios deck the other day. That was fun to play into. It's definitely diverse there.
With the success that both you and shout out Color for also performing well at the event as well, is there talks about expanding to a potentially team, with the shop? If everyone at the shop is playing at such a high skill level, they see 2 of the boys come back, bring great praise to the community. What are the next steps for you?
Yeah, so definitely everybody that pretty much went to the regional, we're all in the same boat where it's like they all want to keep grinding them out. They all want to get their spots and everything. I told them straight up, it's like, I already got my spot. I don't need to go to these other ones. I'm going to, I'm going to let you guys go, do what you got to do. They're going to Dallas, and then I think they're going to, I think it's Ontario or whatever one's in Canada. Quebec.
I'll be there.
Yeah, they're all going. So yeah, they're all still fighting. But yeah, I personally am like, I did it. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch the meta. I'm going to watch you guys play. I'm going to see what's going on. And whenever it finally gets announced, start narrowing it down to see what I actually will bring to Nationals.
Have there been any sets that you've seen that you're anticipating, that you're looking forward to from like the JP region that we'll be getting, or, you know, unannounced stuff like Evangelion or Solo Leveling, sets like that you are hoping to be good, strong?
Yeah, so one that's coming out that we already know is coming out, Red Rurouni Kenshin, I think is going to slap. I think it's going to, I think that is going to just tear the meta up in general. I, as a Evangelion fan, am super excited for the set. What will it do? I don't know.
Well,
I assume it's going to play like Code Geass kind of, but who knows? And Solo Leveling I'm definitely interested in. I do hope that it will drop before whenever the national gets decided. But that's the big thing right now in my head, is like trying to narrow everything down. So once they give us like a date, then everything will actually start, you know, moving in my head, and I'll start building these decks up and play testing them like crazy.
That's fantastic, bro. I only have a couple more questions for you, and then, you know, I'll get you out of here to enjoy the rest of your weekend.
For sure.
I'm extremely curious about the deck list, your thoughts on going into it, why you chose the ratios that you did. I see a lot of people either choose to cut military's trouble. I see some people wanting to run it at a 4 of. I see you have it at a 2 of. What are some of the key cards in this deck list that really outshined what you thought they would do, and that you think other players that are hoping to jump on the Mustang and play with it, that they should focus on?
For sure, I think my 2 copies of Edward came in clutch, honestly. The early game rush potential just to knock a life off, that's another reason that I wound up going up on the Saitama deck, was just I had him early. I got 2 cheap attacks out, and then all of a sudden the big Saitama came out, and he's like, well, Edward's done. He's gonna just he's being sacrificed, but you know, he did work, and that's honestly what got me there. Other than that, though, like, the deck is super forgiving when it comes to ratios and everything. I do see people sometimes running like the Armstrong package, and
what are your thoughts on that?
I don't like it just because
too slow.
It's too slow, and it doesn't synergize with the rest of the deck. Like, it's not a raid target. It's just another card. And it's not like Maze Hughes, where, you know, you could do his ability to get no cards in your hand to bump up the other Roy to make him not only 5,000, then you get a card draw. Like, it synergizes very well. I don't like the Armstrong tech, honestly. I don't think it's that good. And then the Hayate tech, like, I see why people do it, but if it's not a Hawkeye on top, you're bot decking it, and it's like, oh, this is a cool piece I need. Goodbye, I'm not seeing you. Like, I like him, but I don't like him. Like, that's the only reason why I went Fullman, is just draw 1, pitch 1, something I know, especially from Purple Bleach. Like, that's the best start out ever. Draw 1, pitch 1 with Uryu, and then go.
Yes. We do love a draw 1 pitch.
Yeah, it's just perfect.
In terms of practice, do you have any unique style of practice that you like to do that maybe someone who is just getting into TCGs through UA could emulate? I
mean, anyone could emulate what I do. I don't do anything too crazy. Like, I work a 9 to 5, so during the week I'm grinding it out at the job. But on Saturdays and like my weekends and stuff, like, I just check out your LGSs, go to their events. I recommend it. Just, even if you don't think you're good, just go, because you're going to learn something there. Like, we had tons of new people after regional show up that were just like, what is this game? I don't know, but I like Demon Slayer, and I built this deck, and we're just helping them build them better, get them synergized better. So show up, go out there and play, and then just get a couple buddies that you're close with, build the decks you like, and just loan them to them and be like, hey, play against me. Because sometimes, like, someone that does not know what the game's about can do something crazy that you, just being narrowly looking at it, you just wouldn't expect to see, and it'll get you a little better.
Yes. Yeah, I think that covers everything. I want to thank you very much for just making the time to come up on here and
of course.
Talk to me.
I want to thank you for being one of the few voices other than Bandai who's actually like promoting this, you know, like people knew that things were going on through you and the other, you know, content creators that were there. Somehow Bandai must have taken a nap or something during the whole event and they just did not care. But no, I want to thank you for doing what you're doing and grinding it out. And I hope you can go up to Canada and rock it, get you a spot, and I'll see you at Nationals, man.
Yeah, I hope to see you at Nationals. I guess with the closing remarks, Red Attack on Titan, do you think it's going to be real in our meta for Nationals, or do you think Kenshin, Yuna, GGO will silence it?
I think it'll get silenced. I think it's going to come out strong. Yeah. But once Kenshin comes out, dude, I think Red Kenshin's going to be my new pet deck. Like, I love Roy. If Roy's still kicking it, I'm going to bring him to Nationals. But Kenshin just seems too good. Like, so good. His abilities on that raid is just like, that's great. Like, why would I not do that? Like, that's insane.
Well, thank you once again. Thank you guys for stopping by the tea house, enjoying this tea break with me and Something Fresh. I hope you guys enjoyed your tea break, and we will catch you on the next one. Deuces. Tomorrow.